All right. Hey guys, welcome to our Sunday night power plan. Sorry for the delay for those of you that are on here with me live. We have a new week in front of us, which is super exciting. And we are actually in the last, well, I'm looking at my calendar, the last 2 weeks and a couple of days of the month, which again, I know I say it every week, but I swear I don't know where time goes. It just flies by. So we're going to do like all the regular stuff tonight, but I want to talk to you guys about batching I don't want to say post necessarily because it could be a post, it could be a reel. I just want to talk content. So we're going to talk about batching content to kind of give you guys some ideas, just to make it easier on you, because I don't know about you, but there are days that I don't have time to always log in and make a new post or get really creative. And so I like when I have something already saved or in mind or whatever you want to call it. So first thing we're going to do though is start with our rate of run, where we always start our Sundays. So you're going to get logged into your cloud. My phone will let me log right in. There we go. And you're going to go right there on that very main page, the home page of your cloud. You're just going to scroll down to where you see it says business Snapchat, not Snapchat. That is a social media thing, business snapshot. And you're going to look for where it says current QV. So you're going to take that dollar amount. That's the dollar amount that you and everyone in your downline, all of your promoters, all of your customers, all of their customers, that's the accumulated total that has happened so far this month. So you're going to take that dollar amount and you're going to divide it by 17 because today is the 17th day of the month. And now the new number you're looking at is the average that you and your team have done on a daily basis. If you and your team keep that rate of run up, which is why we call it rate of run, if you keep that steady pace through the rest of the month, you will end at a certain dollar amount. So you're going to now take your new lower dollar amount, you're going to multiply it by 31 because we have 31 days this month. And the new total you're looking at is what you're on track for. That number is not set in stone. You could fall below it, you could go above it. It's going to depend on what happens with you and your team from today on out. So don't look at the number and get comfortable by any means. But also don't look at the number and get discouraged because you still have time. It's just a good way to know where you're at in the moment. And I know it was for my team in particular, we had the double triple and we had several people earn it. So that's a lot of promoter packs that went in. That's not usual, right? Like those aren't the numbers that would have always been getting pulled out of the air for that. So my number could be slightly inflated, which if it is, it's still too low. So whatever. But so you just need to look at that number and decide, hey, self, where do I want this number to actually land at the end of the month? And then kind of work backwards. So if you're wanting to hit 12K and you're only on pace for say 10K or 8K, you need to figure out how much volume you need to make up, divide it by how many days are left in the month. So let's pretend that you want to hit 12K and you're sitting at 8K. So that would give you $4,000 that you need to make up. There's 31, we have 14 days left. So I would take the $4,000, I would divide it by 14. That means you and your team need to sell $285, 86 bucks each day for the next 14 days. And so now looking at that, you can start thinking, okay, well, that would be 250 3-step packs, right? Like the whole 3-step system that you could sell 2 of those a day. So then you can start thinking, who hasn't ordered in a while? What promoter hasn't placed an order in a while? Who's been talking about ordering? And just start going through your list. Remember, when you guys log into your cloud, we'll just do it together since we're already in there. If you go up to your menu and you go down to the My Team button, you can click, first I like to go to the My Customer button. When it says the customer number and name and all that stuff, I know we do that a lot for auto ships, but scroll over to where it says last order and hit that one time, that little last order box one time. It's going to show you all of the customer accounts that have been created that have never ordered. Those are the first ones you're going to see an empty box, right? So they've never placed an order. Any and all of those people are candidates to order before the end of the month. And those are the people that you for sure want to be talking to because they've already made customer accounts. Also pay really close attention. Well, I'll talk about it in a second here, but so anyway, so those are people you want to talk to as far as like getting your rate of run up where you want it to be. Now, while we're in that same screen, I want you to go to, like, it says their name, their email, location, and then it says custom. Let me turn that down. It says customer sense. If you hit that twice, it's going to populate and show you your newest customers. Remember, if it's a customer that created an account in the first 15 days and they haven't yet placed an order, today is the last day to use those $30 in free credits. So if you have anybody that says customer sense and it says October 1st through October 15th, they have $30 sitting in their account if they have not yet ordered. So that is definitely somebody you want to shoot a message to, like right now while I'm chit-chatting with you. So keep that in mind. And then on the same flip side of that, if you have a promoter that is new, so we can go up to your My Team button and this time go into your sponsorship downline, it automatically will populate, at least on mine, it automatically goes like who was my first promoters followed by the next. So you can go at the top where it says level 1 promoter number, whoops. And instead of ascending, you can say descending, and it will pull up your newest promoters. So if you have a promoter who became a promoter in the first 15 days of the month, they have $30 sitting in their account. And if they haven't placed an order, that is someone you want to talk to. But also, if you go to up where you can sort your team where it says level 1, instead of promoter number, sort it by current QV. Oops, is it descending? I always have to ask myself, nope. And then go ascending and hit sort. And that's going to pull up for you all your promoters that have no qualified volume under them right now, which most likely means that they haven't placed an order either. And you can look at the current Q or PV next to it, which is their personal orders. Those are also people that you can talk to. So if we're using that example of needing to make $4,000 in volume over the next 14 days, so like you guys, so think about that. If somebody is brand spanking new and they've never hit 4K, I'm telling you, if they get 2 customer orders a day of an average of $150 for the next 14 days, they could hit 4K by the end of the month. If you want to hit 12K and you're only sitting at 8K and you need $4,000, you can do that too. So instead of getting overwhelmed by the dollar amount, break it down. Like, what does it have to be? Another way to do it is you could look at $4,000 and you could divide it by, I don't know, like let's think. Let me think, what's a product? I mean, you could just even do like the $100 2-week pack. Like if you wanted to go on a sales blitz for the next 48 hours and talk to everybody in your downline about ordering on your customer downline about ordering the 2-week pack, which you and I both know that's not the best deal, but some people love that because it's a lower number. It's not a big commitment on their part. I mean, and heck, get crazy and throw in $10 in credits and tell them they can get it for $90, right? Like play around with some of these numbers, but just set a goal to where, maybe you have, like if we're using the 3 steps, the $150, if you have 14 check boxes and you just have to keep checking it as they come in, you could get a lot more volume in a short period of time if you stop being overwhelmed by the big number that you need and break it down into smaller. So just know that, yes, obviously every day, and what we're going to talk about here in a minute is like doing like the fishing where we're out there with the net trying to catch customers. But if you already have their name and their email in your cloud, that's a hot commodity right there. Like those are the people I would start with. And like I have some people in here who I don't know. They've made customer accounts. They're from different states. It's the thing I think where they go to Lavelle.com and they don't know anybody and they names pop up and they just randomly pick a name. But same thing. I have their email and I send them emails and I try to stay in contact with them. So now is a great time to make some sort of offer. Like, I don't know, like how many of you, I should open the chat. How many of you need $4,000 before the end of the month to hit your goal? Like you can say it or raise your hand or whatever. Like if that's something to think about, like take the dollar amount that you need between now and then, divide it by 14, and then start thinking, what could I do? Like maybe some of you only need $1,000. Well, okay, you could do like a big push for say blast and sculpt. You could, call it like a pre-workout and you could have like make a little graphic with those 2 items on it and sell it for a certain, like maybe look at how many credits you have. And you just have to get creative with what you need and what you have and how you can get there. It's kind of like that old farmer's saying, like, make do with what you have, like do the best with all the stuff you already own. So look at what you already have. What kind of products do you have? What kind of credits do you have? And like I said, like, you know, when somebody sees a graphic and it says 2 weeks to thrive for only $99, if you are not a promoter and you don't know those numbers, $99 sounds like a deal, right? You literally could give somebody $1 in credit off of their $100 2-week pack. But doesn't that sound like a bargain? So like play around with what you have. Use Canva, it's free. Like just get creative and see what you can come up with. Don't wait around for another customer and promotion from corporate. At this point, there's 2 weeks left. I'm not saying they might not throw something at us, but I don't know what they're going to throw at us. So I would take it into your own hands. Remember, this is your business. Just like if you owned a restaurant and you needed to push some volume, you might be offering kids eat free on Tuesday nights to get the parents in. And then when they're in, you might have a drink special that is normally $7, but now it's $6.95 for the night. Nobody pays attention to that math, right? Everyone just thinks it's a drink special for $6.95. Yeah, we'll take 3. So think like a business owner and think, how can you churn up this volume and what can you focus on? When we have Halloween coming up. So a lot of people are already doing Halloween parties and trick or treats are already happening in like different cities and neighborhoods. So what do we have that's awesome for adults who are trick or treating? Treat meal. You could do like a whole push on treat meal right now. The holidays are coming. So if they start using treat during trick or treat time, they can, find the benefits of it and take it through the holidays. So I don't have all the answers by no means, but just be creative and think about your business and what you want to do with your business with what time you have left. So speaking of this upcoming week, the Las Vegas trip, or the Las Vegas like lifestyle getaway, starts on Thursday, and on Friday the 22nd is when they'll have like the party, the Friday night party. And so that is when they're going to announce the new flavors that they've been teasing us with. I looked at that graphic that's in our cloud, like really close up the other day. And I like, if you look at all the words, there was like fudge, and I wrote them down at some point: fudge, caramel, snickerdoodle, snicker, which I didn't know if that was like 2 separate things. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of things on there, and there's the AM, the PM, because that's going to be the detox. So there's a lot of stuff coming up this Friday. So you want to make sure that you've worked all week long so that when new stuff hits on Friday, you have a clean slate to start working with. So definitely spend these next few days talking to everybody that's in your cloud, any account that's in your cloud. And I forget, I want to say it was on Jason's call a couple weeks ago. And I talk about this a lot, just as a consumer. I get a ton of emails from companies. I don't open them. I don't. I mean, unless I'm like, so Bath and Body Works sends me stuff all the time. Home Depot sends me stuff all the time. I don't open them. I just scroll past them. I don't even take the time to delete them. They're just in there floating around. Yeah, caramel. Yeah. Oh, you think caramel's for the detox? Oh, interesting. Okay, I just thought it was a new shake flavor. Oh, I'm going to be excited. But if you heard Jason's call the other night, he even said the open rate of the corporate emails is devastatingly low. So what he is saying, so the open rate, that is like when you send out a mass email as a marketer, you do that through a software, and the software will tell you who opened it. Did they click through it? Did they go to your website, or did they go to the landing page for it? Like, there's all kinds of stuff they can find out, but the open rate is the thing. So that's why it's always like, if you hear marketers, they talk about like the tagline for the actual subject line, like how do you hook someone in to get them to actually open it? The corporate open rate is devastatingly low. So when you get excited because Lavelle just told all your customers they have a new flavor or they have a promo, no, that's not what that means. Lavelle sent an email. It does not mean it got opened. It could be going to spam. It could just be getting swiped on by, like a lot of mine do. Or they could have actually unsubscribed from the company emails. It's not like you're going to find that out, right? So that's why it's so important for us as promoters running our business to go in and take those emails from those customers and do the interaction, like do something on your own end, because that's like Bath and Body Works. Like, I just keep picking on them because they just send me way too much stuff. But if, I don't know, Lebanon soap sent me something, I might pay attention to that, because that's a different company that doesn't talk to me a lot. So maybe a franchise owner, if they sent me something, I would pay more attention to that because I'm getting it less and it's something different versus that big, Best Buy, they send stuff all the time too. So you have to take it into your own hands that yes, corporate has new products coming out, and yes, they're going to have some sort of fancy, there'll be a YouTube video, there'll be Instagram posts, there'll be all kinds of stuff, but that doesn't mean your end user, your customer is seeing it. Like they can completely pass them and they may not know anything is happening. So you have to take it upon yourself to make sure you're getting that information out. So over these next 4 days, start a VIP list. Who wants to hear about detox? Do you want on my VIP list? Yes, you can make a post about that, but yes, those posts sometimes seem salesy. So just read your social media. Have you done a lot of promoting, like direct sales promoting? If you have, maybe maybe not a lot of eyes are on you this week. Maybe you could reword it somehow. And you guys, there's nothing wrong with like literally going in and sending an email, from Tammy to Sonia. Hey, Sonia, I've got this new thing coming out this week. Would you like me to put you on my VIP list? It doesn't always have to be a Facebook post. There once was a time when people communicated through words and talking. So I encourage you to do that because that's a really good way to connect with people. Let me read the comments. Has anyone tried to get into the Lavelle Gear store? I haven't been able. Oh, I haven't tried. I sent in and ordered stuff a few days ago. Okay, Tammy did. I've seen somewhere that salted caramel might be a new shake. Yeah, see, I thought it was going to be a shake flavor. So I don't know. That's what they like to do. They love to tease us because as promoters, we are opening the emails. We are excited about this. So it'll be fun Friday. And I encourage you guys, for those of you that won't be in Las Vegas, I encourage you to do something like have a watch party at your house. Or get everybody together, maybe get your team on a Zoom and just hang out and talk to each other and wait for the updates, like find out what's coming in. I will tell you, as a person who's been to many of these lifestyle getaways, we will try like the Dickens to go live. We will try to send messages right away. When you're in a conference room and they're surrounded by that many people and they're all trying to get on the interwebs at the same time, sometimes things don't happen right away. So, maybe connect with the leader and say, hey, can you text me the updates? And then I can go into the Zoom, or I'm having this party at my house and I can share it with the people who are here. That sometimes would be a much smoother route than trying to, because trust me, I try. Like the second they do the video, I'm trying to film it. I'm trying to upload it. It won't upload. So then I'm trying to get the next one. So you have to be patient with us to get the information. But also, if I were you and I wasn't there, I would be on the cloud and I would just be constantly refreshing. That's just the way my brain works. I would just refresh until something new popped up. So that's going to be this Friday night. So I don't know, sometimes they throw out a promo to go with stuff at events and sometimes they don't. I don't know what's coming. I just know that whatever comes, my job as a promoter is to get the word out about it. And we all relearned this again a couple of weeks ago when Facebook and Instagram were down. You can't rely on someone else to share that information. And when I say someone else, I'm talking about social media. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and just be like, well, I made my Facebook post, so surely everyone heard about it. No, it's not how it works, unfortunately. And I don't know about you guys, but my Facebook is still messed up. My notifications still don't operate correctly. I can get a notification on my telephone that something happened, and then 5 hours later, it'll pop up on my computer or vice versa. I'm getting notifications of things that happened 3 days ago still. Like, I just still don't think Zuckerberg has everything ironed out up there with whatever they are trying to do. So again, you can't put all your eggs in that basket and hope that that's going to pan out. You have to take the initiative as a business owner to say, I'm going to send emails, or I'm going to do a newsletter, or I'm going to put a thank you card in the mail. I mean, if you guys put a thank you card in the mail tomorrow to all of your loyal auto shippers, just saying, hey, you've been a great auto shipper for me. I'm super appreciative. And I just want to let you know on Friday, we have new products launching. I don't even know exactly what they are yet, but I wanted to give you a heads up. They're going to open that thank you card. That, yes, it's going to be a thank you card. You can get a box of 100 at the Hobby Lobby or something like that. And yes, it's going to be a stamp, but versus an email, they're going to open that. And I would encourage you to throw a DFT or a packet of blast or something in there too. But for your auto shippers who are your bread and butter, that would be an amazing, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it myself now that I came up with that while we were on here. That would be an amazing thing to send out. Even if you just sent out your thank yous for the auto ship that they normally do, You can just make it exclusive. Be like, I'm sending you this card because we have new products coming Friday, and I wanted you to know before anybody else that you are on my VIP list, right? And I would put your business card in there, or I would say, don't forget to check my Facebook, or don't forget to check my whatever, or here's my cell phone, text me right away if you want to know what's going on. Like, make them realize that they are important to you, and like they are your VIP. Like, I wouldn't even ask my auto shipper, do you want to be on my VIP? I would let them know you are my VIP. Do you guys like how I just talk stuff through and come up with things as we're on these Zooms? But I just think that's a great way to do that, because again, they are not necessarily opening those emails. They may not even be seeing them, honestly, if it's going in their spam. Okay. So we have an auto ship on Wednesday and next Monday. So let's look at those real quick. You're going to go back into your cloud. You're going to go back to the My Team button. And this time you're going to go to My Customers. Okay. At the top where it says customer name, customer number, scroll all the way to the right. Click the next auto ship button twice, and that's going to populate for you anybody that says 1020 or 1025. We need to write those names down. Those people are super important for you. And again, that is somebody that I would be sending that card to, letting them know that, you are on my VIP list. When things launch Friday, you'll be the first to find out. I actually, after this whole last debacle, I'll call it, with Facebook, I actually sent some messages and said, hey, I just want to make sure that you would be okay if I communicate with you about things with Lavelle through text messaging. Because just being lazy, I was using Facebook Messenger to talk to a lot of people because it's just easy, right? Like, it's just easy to do, but texting is just as easy. So I didn't have a single person tell me no. And again, these are my auto shippers. So they love the product. They're used to it, and they know I'm not going to blow their phone up all day long with stuff like that. But I just said, since Facebook went down, I wasn't able to talk to you for 24 hours on Messenger. Is it okay if I communicate about your orders, your shipping, any kind of changes through text messaging? And they all said yes. So that's also something I would throw out to you, that's a conversation you might want to have, because how many of us had auto shippers that we couldn't connect with because Messenger was down, and that sucked. And again, I think I don't know if I admitted this on the Sunday night Zoom or my team Zoom on Monday, but like, shame on me. Like, I know better. And I'm the first one to get excited and enter a new customer and use all ones for their phone number. Well, then guess what happens when you pull them up in your cloud? They're all ones for their phone number, and you can't call them, you can't text them because you don't actually have their phone number. So I would have that conversation with people. My husband's walking in, the dogs are probably going to panic. Okay, so we have our auto shippers. We've done our rated run. We talked about Vegas. Okay, here's what I want to throw out to you guys about batching your content for the week. I know I talked about this before. So earlier today, because I had showered and curled my hair, I stood in front of my ring light and I did 3 or 4 reels that I will upload during the week on Instagram. Then I just save them to my camera roll and I put them on the Facebook, right? So that's already done. Those are already done. Now, how did I do that? During the week, I spend 5 or 10 minutes at night scrolling Instagram reels, trying to find something that either resonates with me or that I think I can, turn into something thrive. April says I had an auto ship that needed me because Facebook was down. Luckily, she knew where. Oh my gosh, she knocked on your door. That's awesome. That's a true thriver right there. She was like, excuse me, we need to get my auto ship situated. So I've already like gone through during the week and I've seen some reels and I'm like, oh, that's funny. Or, oh, maybe it's somebody, maybe they're using a reel and they're talking about, I don't know, hair care or whatever, but I'm like, oh, I could use that and talk about Thrive. So I've already saved them. I've already saved them in my Instagram. I don't even have to think about it. As soon as I see one I like, I click save and I scroll on until I find a couple more. So then today when I'm standing in front of my ring light going, okay, Tammy, make some reels. I just go into my save. I open them up. I rewatch it really quick to be like, oh, yep, that's what I was thinking. And then I listen to the sound clip a couple of times. And then, like I've told you guys, you don't even have to look good. Click the filter. Sandra Dilbeck and Lisa Cook were here on Thursday before our Thrive Local. And Sandra was like, I don't know. And I was like, click the filter. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, Okay, look at me. Like it'll do your makeup for you and you'll look amazing. So don't overthink it. Like just don't overthink it. I promise you. Instagram will make you look like a model and you can just be done. But because I already have them saved, I already kind of have an idea what I want to do. They're so much easier to churn out. And once the camera is in the ring light and I'm situated and I'm in that zone, it only takes probably 10 to 15 minutes and you can record 3 to 7 reels and just save them as drafts and you have them and they're done. So tomorrow afternoon, when I'm like, oh, when my little thing goes ding, you need to post a reel, I'm like, oh, I just go into my drafts, pick the one I want to share for that day, add words if I want to or whatever. I posted reels with messy hair. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if you get close enough, it doesn't even matter what your hair looks like. But then you already have it. So that to me is the easiest way to do your reels. Now, when it comes to posts, those take a little bit more thought. And that's where I love to rely on having a theme for the day. So the Makeover Monday, the Transformation Tuesday, the Wellness Wednesday, like Thankful Thursday. Start there. Like, so if there's like, I don't know, like on Fridays right now, my nephews play football and that's like, I'm all about that on Fridays. And so I love sharing those. So I already know I'm going to have a post on Fridays. Like I know by Friday night, I'm going to have something I want to share, but maybe during the day on Thursday, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, well, Thankful Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Like if I can start churning that in my mind, then I can go from there. But even better, if I can sit down and spend some time, and I tend to do this after I make my reels. Okay, Tammy, tomorrow is Makeover Monday, or tomorrow is Motivational Monday. What are you going to talk about? Now, it may not always turn into a true Motivational Monday post, but it's enough to get me thinking. And then everybody does it a little different. I will maybe screenshot. So let me back up. So if I'm like, okay, it's Motivational Monday, what am I going to talk about? I'll go to Google, type in Motivational Monday, or I'll type in motivational quote. And then I'll just kind of Google until I find something that I'm like, oh yeah, I can screenshot that. So a lot of times if it's a quote or like a paragraph or something, I'll just screenshot it and hang on to it. And then I have that and I know that's in my phone to go back during the week. You can even go into Facebook or Instagram and type in a hashtag, scroll through, see what other people have written and screenshot it and use it and steal it. Like I'm all okay with that. Remember, if you're going to copy and paste, I would encourage you not to necessarily copy and paste, but take the thought of their post and make it like actually rewrite it in your own words. Obviously, if it's a quote, it's a quote and you got to, say it correctly. But I just do all that stuff ahead of time because here's the thing, tomorrow morning, we will wake up, we will deal with the animals, we will get dressed, we will go to work, we will have clients, we will get into our different outfits, we will go to our different job, we'll stop and have lunch, we'll go to our other job, we'll come back, we'll change our clothes, go to a different job, we'll come home and I have a Zoom at 7:30 with my team. And then before I know it, it's time to eat dinner. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time on Mondays to think about what I'm going to post about. I just already need to know. So to me, that's the easiest way to do it, is to start with a theme and then let it grow from there. And for me, Sundays, which is like that's our down day, that's the best time for me to do it because I have time to sit and think and scroll and screenshot. So maybe your day of the week is Wednesday afternoon, maybe it's Thursday nights, I don't know. But if you have a chunk of time, I would say 30 to 45 minutes where you can say, okay, for the first 15, I'm going to film my reels. And here's the thing, for those of you that are like, I don't have to do that because I'm not doing reels yet, I don't know what to tell you. Just like we've talked about before, if McDonald's was dead set on only using the newspaper and they never switched to television, and then they never switched from television to Google, like to the internet, their business would not be what it's supposed to be. You got to keep doing what's coming up. So right now, the place to be is you got to keep your stories and you got to do your reels. And then eventually, like I've said before, as soon as we all get this down pat and we're like, oh, easy peasy, they will come up with something new. We'll have to learn something new. So you just have to stay with the times. And I'm already telling you how you can do it in just a few minutes a day. So put it on your to-do list, I guess is what I'm getting at. And really reels can be fun and they're funny. And I mean, just don't take life so seriously, I guess. So, yeah, find a time of the week where you can actually, to me, it's kind of, I don't know, it's like when you need to be creative. So if I need to be creative, that's why, to me, I'm not able to be creative if I'm running here, there, and everywhere. I need to like sit for a minute and have something quiet and maybe have a pen in my hand and like to be creative. So for me, I have to have that chunk of time. But if I spend 30 minutes on the weekend to figure out what my posts are going to be all week, that is well worth it to me. It makes the week go so much easier, especially with the reels, because I'm not going to stop in the middle of the day and try to film a reel. So I just encourage you, find the time on your calendar that works, more often than not, and then stick with it and like take the pressure off yourself to be creative every day by just batching your ideas. And again, like if you just go into Instagram and you type, I don't know, Wellness Wednesday, you're going to get a plethora of stuff to work with. I keep type post out or semi-typed out in my notepad. Yeah. And so that's the thing too. So I'm a screenshot kind of girl, but I can make, notes sometimes too. There's different apps you can use. There's just the note part of your actual telephone. Whatever works for you. I actually have a whiteboard here that has my reminders: Makeover Monday, Testimony Tuesday, Wear It Wednesday. Like I have them in front of me just to remember. So let's say I'm sitting here Wednesday, and yes, I know it's Wednesday, and yes, I know I need to make a post, but then I'm like, wait, Wednesday, Wear It Wednesday. Oh, I did that screenshot earlier this week. And to me, that's how my brain works, but you do what works for you. But the important part is that you're doing it ahead of time. So you're not trying to figure it out in the moment, because it's in the moment. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I don't have it figured out and I'm like, okay, I got to make a post, and 5 minutes go by and I don't have it figured out yet, I got to move on. I can't hang out there. I got to go. So, to me, it's just easier to have it done. And it just makes your job as a promoter, to me, a whole lot more fun. Cause like your posts your posts have to happen. Like that's where I'm coming from. Your posts and your stories and your reels, they have to happen. They need to be happening in the background 24/7. Like whether you feel like it or not, that has to happen. That is what is like the basis of it all. But then every single day you have to focus on doing your reach outs and having conversations. So if I'm supposed to be doing my reach outs and I'm supposed to be talking to people, but I'm like, oh, I don't know what to post today. And I spend 30 minutes dicking around trying to figure out a post when I should have been talking to people for 30 minutes. That's a waste of time. Your money is going to be made in conversations with humans. But to attract those humans, you have to have those. Your posts are basically your advertising. That has to be happening in the background. Nike doesn't think, I think we're going to take some time off of advertising this month. Like it just always happens. And while it's happening, they're still developing products, they're still selling products, they're still doing all the things. So you have to think that way. You have to think like a business. Yes, there are days I literally cannot stand to look at social media and I don't want to think about it or do anything with it, but that's part of business. So luckily I've already figured it out on Sunday. So just take that stress away and make it more of an automated process for you so that you can not have to stress about that part of your business really. And then you can keep the focus where it belongs, which is on your customers and your team. So that's just kind of what I wanted to throw out today. I really think, I don't think that this Sunday Night Power Plan is a place to do it. But if you guys don't know how to make reels, find an upline and talk to an upline. Maybe somebody could do like a Zoom just about making reels. They're not hard once you know what buttons to push. But I know that feeling of looking at the screen and be like, well, I don't know what the hell button to push. So once you figure it out, you'll be fine. But I do think it's something really important that you guys need to make sure you know how to do. So anyway, sorry I was late. Thanks for hanging out a little extra so I can make sure I got it all in. If you need anything, let me know and I'll put this recording up.